What's up, guys? This is the coach, Mr. Bond, Mr. Big Overnight. So we're gonna have our Sunday devotional today. Hopefully, get you guys fully locked in and to improve in your various, endeavors and journey with God. And on a Christian journey, I'm just gonna give you this great story on the book of Job. Job, who went through various hardships and pain and suffering, not knowing though that this was to help build his belief in God and his relationship with God even better. So we left off from chapter 4. We went to verse 11, so we're going to read to the end this time, from verse 12 to the end, which is to 21. All right, so this is dealing with Eliphaz's first response to Job. All right, so let's get into it. This truth, from 11, sorry. The fierce lion will starve for a lack of prey, and the cubs of the lioness will be scattered. This truth was given to me in secret, as though whispered in my ear. It came to me in a disturbing vision at night. When people are in a deep sleep, fear gripped me, and my bones trembled. The spirit stopped, but I couldn't see its shape. There was a form before my eyes. In the silence, I heard a voice say, "Can a mortal be innocent before God? Can anyone be pure before the Creator? If God does not trust his own angels and has charged his messengers with foolishness, how much less will he trust people made of clay? They are made of dust, crushed as easily as a moth. They are alive in the morning, but dead by evening, gone forever without a trace. Their tent cords are pulled and the tent collapses, and they die in ignorance." Now this is Satan, I believe, reiterating his disgust and dismay at mankind, and saying, look, if God doesn't even trust his own angels and people in his court, why would he trust human beings? And they're so fragile anyway. But we know why God made us in his own image and why he chose us. And this is why the great war started between, God and Satan, and why he believed he could one day be better than God. God had this man to go through these ordeals to prove to him that he can still withstand the dangerous things that Satan had to throw at him, and he will come up victorious. So we're just going to dive into some, little knowledge breakers to help us understand the scripture. He goes on by saying that we know that people reap what they sow, at least in theory. We cannot, however, offer these verses as a universal reason for suffering. First, God deals with us by grace, not as we deserve. And second, suffering is not always a tool of judgment. It can be used to strengthen our faith, just as gold must be melted to get the impurities out. So we must go through trials to purify our faith. All right? And continues saying, there are few things more frustrating than a friend who claims to know what is happening to us, why it is happening, and how we should respond. Job wasn't outside of God's favor. He wasn't disobedient and unwilling to follow God. Job was a sufferer, and he needed his friends to trust what they knew about him. Job needed people to share his pain and help him grieve. We don't have to come up with all the answers to effectively comfort our friends. We just have to lovingly support them as they face difficult times. All right? So from that, we get an understanding of why people suffer, even if you don't do anything wrong. But you need the pain in order to grow your character, in order to level up in certain type of ways. And hopefully you will get to the next level. So we're going to continue the discussion next week, but something to dwell on, and share your responses, comment on the video, and let's keep this devotional going. Like, save, share, and comment on the video. Have a good one. Peace.